welcome back to my channel. My name is Joanne. This is my channel, Joanne Wealth, and this is part 3 of Wealthy Women Mindset, and I've given it a title. So if you've followed me from part 1, I didn't really have a title at the beginning. I just knew that I wanted to share my mindset focus, my money mindset focus, and what I've been doing while I've been in the jungle in Bali to help me to switch my money mindset. So in our third villa and on the other videos I have shared a little tour, so let's do that first and then we'll carry on with this week's episode. So we've gone through a few things. If you haven't watched part 1 and part 2, go back and watch those. So part 1, I shared the journal prompts and the things that I have been working on when I've been journaling, meditating while I've been away. Really trying to work on my magnetism, my limiting beliefs, my mindset, and rewriting old patterns. So I covered all of that in part 1. Part 2, I spoke about the steps to take, including gratitude. What else was there? Flipping beliefs. So there was a lot in both of those episodes. Today, I'm going to focus on how we build this wealthy woman persona. How do we do that? What changes do we need to make every single day with our mindset to help us step into this Empress Era, this wealthy woman era? So we're going to learn how to embrace our fullness, learn how to embrace the part of us that we might be shying away from, the part of us that is living the life that we desire, and we just need to step into her. We need to collaborate, we need to co-create, we need to merge together, and this is how we're going to do it. So we need to align with our desires. We need to look at our desires, and instead of seeing them as untouchable, unachievable, really starting to feel that this is something that I can achieve. Take a moment now and just imagine doubling your income. How does it feel? If it feels icky, which it can do when you need to work on your money mindset, or unachievable, this is what we need to flip. We need to feel that this is open to us. So how do we do this? So we need to craft a self-image, a self-worth image where we are wealthy, whether we feel it or not. So going back through the other videos, we all have some kind of wealth. Wealth is not just about money. We need to, first of all, understand that we put so much energy on money and its worth, and we forget, or we don't see, or fail to see everything else that we have around us. And the crickets are just going crazy. Hopefully you can hear me. Okay, so building your wealthy woman. First, Visualize your wealthy self. Every morning, it doesn't need to be journaling, just take a moment to step into that persona. What is she wearing? What is she doing? Who is she talking to? How does it feel? What things do you have around you? Whatever you feel like your wealthy woman version of you will have, step into that, feel it. This is all your visualization. So if you're getting up in the morning and you're stepping into your Mercedes with a Chanel handbag, this is what you need to feel. What was she going to have for a breakfast? Will she have supermarket own brand cornflakes, or is she going to have Kellogg's, or is she going to have, you know, something else? Rubbish example there, but that's the first thing that came into my head. So first of all, we need to visualize your wealthy woman self. Second, affirmation. Mentioned affirmations in the last video. So you choose your own affirmations. I'm ready to receive abundance. I am a wealthy woman. I have all of my desires on their way to me. I am worthy of immense wealth. I am worthy of all the wealth that I desire. Whatever it is that comes into your head, write your own, because then they're personal to you. Also suggest to use affirmations if you see something or someone that triggers your I can't have that, or that's not for me. If you see somebody driving around in the car that you desire, I am worthy of that car, I am worthy of that wealth, I am worthy of that. I also use is good for them, same for me. Good for them, same for me. So if you sometimes feel that pang, that witch wound of why them, why don't I have that, switch that. Good for them, same for me. Good for them, same for me. Good for them, same for me. Just keep repeating it, and eventually you'll notice that that pang of jealousy, resentment actually disappears. And when you do see something or someone has something that you desire, instead of that, we have that, wow, amazing for them, that is also coming to me. This needs to be consistent. Number 3, consistent practice. Doing this every day, and maybe even throughout the day. Just let yourself daydream, let yourself feel into your visions. Let yourself use your affirmations. It doesn't all have to be, right, I get up, I do this, and then it ends. But we start in the morning. So start tomorrow morning. Think about it this evening, maybe journal on it this evening, and then go for it in the morning. So we need to craft this persona. I want you to really, this could be a journaling exercise. Really think about who is it that you desire to become. What does she do? How does she speak? Who is the people, that she has around her, her closest 5. We are the sum of the 5 closest people around us. If you can reflect on who you have around you, and there are certain people who you think are not going to help you to build this version of yourself, then maybe take a step back from them. And that doesn't mean you have to break friends, and I've spoken about this before, but just take a step back. And it doesn't mean you have to go out and find new friends. It could be that you find a new podcast of somebody that really inspires you. So you use them as your empowerers. You use them as your expanders. You can see that they have achieved what it is you've achieved, or they share things that interest you and you know that light you up, so you go to them. Have them in your 5 people. Once you have this persona around you, start asking yourself, what would my wealthy self do? Would your wealthy self worry about money, or worry about where the next paycheck is coming from, or say no to opportunities? Or would your wealthy self take a step back? And if it is that you don't have the funds for something right now, that's all it is. I don't have the funds right now. They will come to me. And it might be that it's something you desire to do in the future. Save up, start putting money aside, taking inspired saving steps. There's not many people in this world that have that disposable income with them, that they can just go out and, you know, buy a new house, buy a new car, buy, you know, designer things. It's only a very small amount, that 1%, that can do that. And a lot of that 1% as well are also in debt, or they are given things. So we see these stars wearing all of these designer clothes, and yes, they can afford them, but they're also given them as well. So also taking that from them. So where could I find these from other sources? So really reflecting on that, and what would your wealthy version of you do? And make sure that your actions mirror your wealthy identity. So a couple of examples that I've been doing while we've been here is making sure I tip when we when we need to tip, making sure that I don't always look for the cheapest thing on the menu. Like, prices here are amazing anyway, so it's just one of those, when you see the price for something which is 100,000, you're like, whoa, straight away your brain sees 100,000, you're like, I can't pay 100,000. But then when you actually convert it back, it's nothing. So making sure that while I'm here, I'm using this to my advantage, that I'm using that to go, right, okay, no, it's fine. I've just spent 450,000 rupees on 2 tops. When I convert it back, it's about 100 dirham, which is about £20. Bargain. And as you can probably tell by these last few videos, it's all about building this mindset, wealthy mindset. Everything that we do, we see as all within our mindset. So if we're walking around with this lack mindset, this poor mindset, this I don't have, I can't have mindset, of course that's how we're going to feel. Now, a lot of us, most of us, have spent most of our life living like that. So this is hard work. It's reconditioning, it's reprogramming our brains to think and feel in a different way. And just going back through the videos that I've created over the last few days, our gratitude steps, using your money magic journal, flipping your beliefs, catching them as they come, and doing all of these things on the spot will really help to work towards your new money mindset. So using this time, starting from today, after you've watched all of these videos, if you haven't started already, I think it's going to rain. I am just interrupting this transmission to bring you a little bit of Chihuahua and to remind you, and Dorothy wants to remind you, to please like and subscribe. So if you're finding yourself coming to my channel often, if you like what you hear, like what you see, every single like, every single subscription really, really means the world to me. I am planting this podcast seed, YouTube seed, with my bare hands from scratch. At the moment, that I am the editor, the creator, the director, the presenter. So every single little bit of support really means the world to me. It means that I can get on some more amazing guests, grow my podcast, grow my little YouTube studio, so that I can bring more of what you like to hear. So thank you, and yeah, get back to the episode. And just one more thing about spending. Use your money, that when you do spend, that you're investing in experiences. And I really feel that moving towards a better money mindset isn't just about the materialistic things. It's not just about the shoes and the handbags and the fancy car. It's about using money intentionally, spending money intentionally, seeing that money is actually a tool to amazing experiences. It's not just about materialistic things. I let go of my materialistic desires once I started to feel that they didn't really fit in with, they didn't align with me anymore. I used to have Chanel bags and Chanel all over my vision boards, when in reality what I wanted to do was travel, see the world, have amazing experiences. And once I started to take those materialistic things off my vision board, the things that I truly desired did start to come in, and that did involve better relationships, healthier mindset, healthier body, nourishing my body. All of these, once I started to focus on what really aligned with me, rather than what I thought I wanted because of what I would see on the TV and things that you're like, oh my god, I want that because she looks so happy with it. But really focusing on your happiness. So the intention is to be happy, not just to be filled with a lot of things that you probably don't actually really need. So last few things for really stepping into this wealthy woman Empress era. Some things I'm going to be doing moving forward, so I'm going to share these with you now. Allowing myself to dream big. I'm very guilty of shutting down my own dreams. I can't do that, I can't achieve that, that's not for me. Catching those thoughts as soon as they come in. Allowing myself to write down dreams that my ego is like, you can't do that, you'll never achieve that, and really allowing myself to dream big. And then break down your goals. So of course we have these big goals, but we need to make them into small, manageable chunks. So we're not going to get here without going through here. So again, this is something that I'm guilty of. I'm like, why aren't I there yet? It's because I haven't done all of this. So I am now making my way up to this so that I can get there, and not being hard on myself, taking these small steps, one step at a time. And of course we need to learn from setbacks. When things don't work, reflect, go another way. If we get lost, you know, we don't just stop and say, right, okay, I'm lost forever now, I'm never going to try to get my way back. We retrace our steps, we go back, we see where we went wrong, and then we take different turns. What we need to do when it comes to manifestation and wealthy mindset and anything that we set ourselves, if we don't get there the first time, not just to give up, to reflect, learn from the mistakes, learn from the setbacks, make adjustments and see what happens next. And it's fun, it's meant to be fun. This is all part of life. It's not a punishment if you get it wrong. It doesn't matter. I've tried so many things since I've been freelance, self-employed. They haven't worked out, or I've not enjoyed doing them. And at first I was like, no, I must do this because I've done the course. This is something that I should be doing. However, now I've learned from that to do the things that light me up the most. Celebrate every little milestone. Celebrate the small things. Celebrate when you make a mistake and you learn from it. That is amazing. We celebrate children when they do that. If they get something wrong, then they get something right. You know, we'll clap them, we'll say well done. So do exactly the same for you. Last thing as well, which something that, again, I mentioned this at the very beginning, giving. When we give, we also become more of a magnet to receive. So make sure that you are giving. You know, if you're a mother, you're giving all of the time. But can you give elsewhere? Can you leave a tip? Can you, and it doesn't have to be monetary, can you help somebody out? Can you give your time? Time is not infinite. We don't have an infinite amount of time. So even spending time with people can also be very rewarding. And again, we then become very magnetic to the things that we desire. So let's end my part 3 there. I will be back. Please reach out to me if you've learned anything, if you have any questions, if you've enjoyed the videos while I've been away, a different format for Wealthy Wednesday. And yeah, your Empress Era is ready. Your Wealthy Woman Era is waiting for you. It's just about putting these things into place, switching your mindset and having fun with it. So thank you for tuning in. If you've reached this far and you haven't liked, please like. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.